So it was not allowed, it was banned. And at that time, his grandfather and my father went together to Bombay to meet Morarji Bhai and explain to him the concept of langar and get a special permission to continue with langar, and they got it. So that was the kind of association they had during the early 40s or whatever it was. Then Gurpreet's father and myself, we joined school together, almost on the same day in the same school. Mount Carmel was the school. If anybody of you is surprised that how did boys get into Mount Carmel, but yes, that time it was allowed. So Hardev Singh, who will hopefully join us, and myself, we entered the school, we finished Mount Carmel up to 3rd standard, then went to St. Xavier's, Mirzapur. 8th standard we came to Loyola at this place, finished SSC, and then both of us went to MS University, Baroda, to do our engineering, and we did engineering also together. So with Hardev Singh and myself, we lived in the hostel in the same room as room partners for 5 years. So that is the kind of relationship I have had with the family. And after we finished our engineering in 1966, and I went into, first did some jobs and then went into MBA, and ultimately landed up as a poor dean at Unitedworld School of Business. But Hardev Singh was cleverer. His family was from a business family, so he went into business. He did not go into his father's business. His father's business was cloth wholesaling. And he had some family history of doing manufacturing, and he went into the manufacturing of cylinder liners, and that too for heavy vehicles. Light vehicles was being done by other people, so he went into manufacturing of cylinder liners for heavy vehicles. I remember when he started his factory, I had visited that. There was one shed in which he had the foundry, and the other shed in which he had the machining equipment. I think he started with a very small unit, hardly maybe 8 or 10 lathes, and a few honing machines, with drilling and honing. Cylinder liners are something which is fitted into almost all engines. You should remember. In motorcycles and scooters, you have the piston and the cylinder, right? So that is the light. In every vehicle, whether it is a car or a truck or a tractor or even bigger vehicles, including ships, they have the piston. Even in trains, we see the piston and there is a cylinder. And in the cylinder, there is in the engine, there is a cylinder liner, which after gets worn out, and then you have to replace it, otherwise the compression ratio will go down. So Hardev Singh started manufacturing cylinder liners for heavy machines, and for those, first of all, I must tell those who think that they have done specialization like Sunny, इसमें specialize करेंगे and all that. I specialized in mechanical engineering, never did any mechanical engineering in my life. Hardev Singh specialized in civil engineering, and he started a mechanical engineering workshop. So he started this manufacture primarily as selling spare parts, and let me tell you, worked very, very hard. He went with his cylinder liners in his bag and his hand to every town and city. He is not here. I would be glad if he was here. To every town and city in this country to set up dealers and to set up a distributor network. He succeeded in doing that, and then of course now he has a dealer network all over the country. And then he started getting orders. Then he expanded, and he today is a original equipment supplier to many major companies. As I told you, he started with one shed. Now he has 2 factories there, and now a 3rd factory near Sanand, which is a fully automatic factory. He employs something like 700 people, and he became an original equipment supplier. Today he is supplying original equipment to Mahindras. So all the Scorpios that you see are fitted with liners supplied by Gurpreet Singh. Many other vehicles, he was even, in fact, before Mahindra, I think, was the original equipment supplier to Escorts But later. Okay. So escort tractors and all that are fitted with liners supplied by them. He started his export business with UK, which was primarily a replacement party. But then he expanded the export business a great deal. And that is what I am really very proud of, because to sell a manufactured item like a cylinder liner, no problems, like a cylinder liner, today he is supplying to countries like UK, USA, Germany. Also the website says Korea, Belgium and various other countries. And he has established today his cylinder liners are fitted into vehicles which include Volvo, Mercedes, and I do not know if you have heard the name, but Caterpillar in USA is one of the biggest manufacturers of heavy machinery, and they are suppliers to that also. So though he looks very young, almost he looks your age, he is looking after that huge business, which he will not tell me how many 100 crores it is running into. That is a secret. He may tell you, but it is running into, I do not know, 500, 600 crores or something like that. And he is really looking after the complete business. And I am really so happy and proud that today I present to you Gurpreet Singh, primarily to share his experiences with export. This is a fantastic case in entrepreneurship. If you want to learn entrepreneurship, you have to learn from Hardev Singh, not Gurpreet Singh. So the kind of work he has done is just fantastic. But today to be able to supply to these countries in competition against countries like China and various other countries, I think is a fantastic thing. So I am sure there are many things one can learn from Gurpreet in his experience of selling to these countries, and I hope you will find the talk very enlightening and very enjoyable. With this, I present to you Gurpreet Singh.
So good evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm Gurpreet Singh, and already Mr. Bhatia has given you. Already shared the relationship we have between our families, and I really appreciate and thank him for inviting me here and sharing this experience. It is a very big opportunity for me, and I'll give you a very short presentation, but I would like you to ask the questions after the presentation, and I think I will try my best to answer most of them to the best of my ability. So without wasting much time, I'll start with the presentation. I'll give you how we will go about the presentation is I'll give you a short brief about our company. Then I'll also share with you profile of one of our export customers, which will give you an idea as to how big these customers are. Then what is the current business environment and how to go about exporting to developed countries, how to go about doing the export marketing, what I have done or what our company has done, what the export customers want, and what are the important points to be considered while you are doing an export contract or exporting to these developed countries. This is a few photographs of our product. These are cylinder liners, sleeves and air-cooled barrels which are fitted in most of the engines, as Mr. Bhatia has explained you. We call them as the heart of the engine because the piston moves in the cylinder liner, and the performance of the engine is dependent upon this cylinder liner. And even the oil consumption of the engine, how much oil it is going to consume, the vehicle which you are running is dependent upon the cylinder liner. So they are very important for the life of the engine. If you see our vision is to become the most admired company in the world for manufacturing of cylinder liners, sleeves, air and water-cooled barrels for internal combustion engines. So all kinds of engine, be it the four-wheelers, commercial vehicles, or stationary diesel engines like Caterpillar and other engines. So we were established in 1967, and today 80% of our business is domestic original equipment business, which includes all the original equipment companies, which I will share with you. And 20% of this is exports now, which covers both original equipment as well as aftermarket. When we say aftermarket, it is the spares market. Like you go to if you give your vehicle for servicing to any service company, they would not fit the original spares always. They would fit a replacement part also. So that is where we come into picture. This is the list of few of our OEM clients in India. You see, Mahindra & Mahindra is one of our biggest customers, and we are supplying to all their plants, and also like tractor division, their automotive division, which includes the utility vehicles like Scorpio, Xylo, what you are seeing, Bolero, all of them. And we are working on a system called Kanban system with them, wherein there is no inventory kept by them. Every day there is a dispatch from a plant at 8 o'clock in the evening, the truck leaves, and next day morning it touches their plant. So it is just in time. When we are talking the companies like Toyota and all, they have implemented, Mahindra has already implemented that in India. So to that level, servicing has to be given to the customer. Then Mahindra Navistar, that's a new company they have formed in collaboration with International Trucks of USA, where they are going to manufacture trucks in Chakan, and these are going to be named as Mahindra Navistar Limited. And they are going to compete with Tata and Leyland, basically. Then we are supplying to a company called Federal Mogul, which is the largest company in the world for manufacturing automobile spare parts, and they have distribution network throughout the world. You name the place and they have the distribution network. Then Lombardini is basically making engines for three-wheeler and four-wheeler applications. Then Sonalika is a company which is manufacturing tractors. Yeah. Then Greaves Cotton, they specialize in engines, small engines, single cylinder and twin cylinder for three-wheeler and four-wheeler vehicles. All the Piaggio three-wheelers and four-wheelers which you see on the road are fitted with Greaves engine. Then Escorts Limited, they are making tractors as well as gensets. Then Ingersoll Rand, it's for compressor. They make a lot of compressors, and most of their compressors are sold in US. It's a US-based company. Then General Motors, we supply them for the utility vehicle called Tavera, which you are seeing on Indian roads. Then New Holland Ford, again they manufacture tractors. Eicher makes tractor and this gensets. Manforce is a collaboration with MAN Germany and Force Motors to make heavy commercial vehicles in Pithampur, Indore. And Standard Tractor is a company which makes again tractors. You see, these are the countries where we are currently exporting, but out of these, the major countries where we export, if you see, most of the volume comes from is UK, USA and Germany. See, these are few of our export customers. As I said, Federal Mogul, they are one of the biggest companies in the world for automobile parts. So we are supplying to their plants in UK, USA, Belgium, Germany and China. And all the other companies, Carrier is basically making air conditioner, we supply them to in US. And all the other companies basically are distribution houses. They are very big and they buy in their brand and distribute throughout the world. You see, this is a overview of the models which we cover, right from very old models like the Bedfords and all, even to the latest, the Jaguar series, Mercedes-Benz, like all the passenger cars, heavy commercial vehicles, stationary diesel engines, Caterpillar, Cummins, everything is covered in our range today. Even the Japanese vehicles like Nissan, Toyota, Mitsubishi, Mazda, all these. So what is our USP? If I say then we have a very, very clear understanding of our customer requirement, what the customer wants, and we are there to serve him. We have an experience of more than 40 years in this business now, and we are an ISO TS 16949 certified company. We have a very, very highly motivated workforce because we have personal relationship with most of them where we have an interaction, and whatever relationship we are sharing, because of them they are highly motivated to work. And always our team is there for continuous improvement, improving the productivity, reducing the cost so that we are in the business to compete with countries like China. And the other big advantage which we have is flexibility in production. Like we are not that big also, and if a customer says that he wants a, like for example, Mahendra says that he wants a particular size, he communicates in the morning, we are able to dispatch that in the evening. That is the level of service we are offering them. And lean management and constant R&D for quality upgradation, cost reduction and customer satisfaction. These are few of our major competitors I have listed. So we are competing worldwide with companies like Mahle, KS and GK in China. They are all very big companies. This is profile of Federal Mogul, one of our biggest customers. You see their sales in 2007 is $6.9 billion. They employ about 50,000 employees globally, 106 manufacturing and 25 distribution sites worldwide operating in 35 countries, and 15 globally networked technology centers in North America, Europe and Asia. And they are present in almost all the industries. If you see their customers, it includes almost every engine made in the world or every vehicle being manufactured. It is covered by them and they are supplying to them. And in aftermarket, they are catering to the best stores like Walmart and Carrefour. And if you see their brands, they are among top 3 in almost every category, like the engine, gaskets, friction, everywhere. They are among the top 1 or 3, among 1, 3. So now I'll go about giving you an overview of the current export business environment. See, it's a total open market today. You have complete information available through the web or through the customs data and everything as to where the customer is, what he is looking for, what quantity he is buying, at what rate he is buying and from where he is buying. It's a total open situation. And similarly, he has the information about you, what you are manufacturing, your competitors, everything is available to the distribution houses or the customer. Then it is a very, very competitive environment today. We are competing worldwide, not domestically. So countries like China, Brazil, all these come into picture. If a customer wants anything, he'll float an inquiry to the entire database which he has. So, and if you are competitive enough to offer a price which is less than your competitor, then you are in business. Otherwise, you will not get the order. And competing worldwide, you have to have very good efficiencies in your manufacturing. Otherwise, you cannot survive with competition in country like China, where the government is supporting them to a great extent. It is not that they are very efficient, but it is the support from the government on the raw material and other aspects which makes them competitive. Then quality consciousness. All the customers in export, quality is taken for granted. You have to manufacture as per their drawing. There is no compromise, no negotiation on quality. Only if you are able to meet that requirement you can quote. Otherwise, you cannot. So quality is taken for granted. You have to meet their drawing specification or their requirement. And in export, delivery commitment is very, very important. Once you commit a particular delivery, you cannot fail on that. Even by 1 day or 2 days, it is not acceptable in that. Every time you have to guarantee 100% on-time delivery. So once you commit, you have to abide by that. While receiving the order, you can say, okay, I cannot manufacture this in 30 days, I'll give it to you in 60 days. That is acceptable. But once you have committed 60, it cannot happen 61 days. That is the commitment they are looking at. So how do you go about exporting to these developed countries? First is the market research. You have to be very specific as to which country you want to export. What segment are you looking at? say in case of automobile, whether are you looking at heavy commercial vehicle, stationary diesel engines, three-wheelers, two-wheelers, what is your target segment? First you select that, and after that you select the customer. Don't try spending time and giving email or details to all the customers. Select, be specific and select the customer, spend time negotiating with him, convincing him, and once you have selected the customer and convinced him, then comes the second step, wherein the negotiating the price, the payment terms. Usually for a new customer, we usually follow LC terms. The other methodology is you take in advance along with the order, say 20%, 30%, whatever, and balance is to be paid before shipment against pro forma invoice. Or you can give, say, cash against documents, that is, on the delivery, he has to pay the payment, then only he will get the documents and take the delivery of the goods. And the last, wherein you have complete confidence in the customer, then comes the credit terms. Whereas with all our existing customers, we are working with a 60 days credit term because relationship has been developed. Then comes the delivery terms, like I said, negotiating with him as to what lead time you are going to maintain for the orders which is going to place, whether you are going to maintain a lead time of 30 days to be shipped from your factory, 60 days or 90 days, what you are looking at. So once you freeze all this and you get the order, then comes the fine-tuning of the requirements, like what drawing he has sent, whether in that drawing you want to put your comments, any comments is required, and what marking he is looking at on the product, what kind of packaging he is looking at. So all that is negotiated along with the order and it is freezed. Once that is freezed, you issue the total requirements of the customer to your production planning department, wherein we do the planning and go about with the production of the goods. And once the goods are ready, you need to prepare the proper documentation, which includes the invoice, packing list, ARE1, and all the other necessary documents required. All the documents are handed over to the selected clearing or forwarding agent. It can be nominated by you, or it can be nominated by the customer. In his order, he would have specified a particular clearing forwarding agent. So you hand over the documents to him. He handles the custom clearance and then hands the goods to the shipping agency. Once the shipment is done, you get the bill of lading. Once you get the bill of lading, you present the total original documents to the customer or the customer's bank, and they make the payment as per the terms agreed. So once you get the payment through the customer's bank, then again the cycle starts, wherein you again start following up with him for further orders and his satisfaction level. If he is satisfied, he is definitely going to place repeat orders with you. So in short, in this slide, I have tried to cover how you go about exporting to these developed countries. So how do you do this export marketing basically? The basic media today available is internet, wherein through email, website marketing, everything is online. You can send emails to the customer and try to convince him with your customer profile. He can visit your website. All that is possible. But I still feel, because of the competition, every day the customer receives thousands of emails, he will not answer to you. So the next step is personal visit. You shortlist the customer, take a prior appointment and go and meet him. I think that makes the major difference. Or you go individually or in groups. There are organizations like ECMA for Automobile Components Manufacturer Association. They have a lot of one-to-one meetings arranged, wherein the entire group of delegates is taken from here to the respected country, and you have one-to-one meeting with the customer. Similarly, they have delegates visiting from the country to India, where you can have one-to-one meetings and explain him about the country. Then the other part is, there are a lot of exhibitions today being held, like for automobile, there is the Auto Expo in Delhi, which is very big, and Auto Mechanica in Germany, which is the biggest exhibition for auto parts in the world. And if you are present there, it makes a lot of difference. Because here the customer is coming to you and you are not going to the customer. So the major difference is made there. And it is not that once you have participated in the exhibition, you are bound to get an order. No. Only if the customer sees you twice or thrice in the exhibition, he understands that you mean business. And you are there every time, you are genuine manufacturer, then he would walk to your stall, and that is where you have won him. These are few of the photographs where we have exhibited in Auto Expo and Auto Mechanica, few of our customers. This is the stall display which we had at Auto Expo Delhi this time with all our products. So what are the export customers, what the export customer wants? Quality, as I said, there has to be a criteria to judge whether you are a good manufacturer or not. So for this, to audit your systems, there are certifications available like ISO 9001 or TS 16949 certification, which is a must now if you need to export. So a good distribution house will definitely look for this certification first and then only come to you or discuss even further. And they also have a philosophy of conducting process audit in your plant every year once you have been shortlisted. So what points do they cover in this kind of a process audit? First is the product development process. So what they see is, do you have a proper product development process? Do you involve all the departments in your organization in development? Have you studied the drawing thoroughly? Are you capable of meeting the tolerances? Do you have the resources to manufacture the product? So all this is seen by them in their audit. Then comes the product, the sub-suppliers, like the raw materials which you are purchasing. Are you getting it from good suppliers? Are you auditing their facilities? So are they sending you test certificates along with the supplies? Are you counter-checking the test certificates at your end? So all that is audited. Then production process. In your production process, do you have mistake proofing? Do you have quality checks at every level so that the wrong part is not shipped to them? So in the production process, they basically see, do you have a proper system so that the wrong part is not shipped to them? Then comes the production, machining and equipment. They even check the equipment, whether the equipment which you have is good enough to produce the quality. Do you have preventive maintenance schedules? And there is and also they see whether there is a lot of breakdown happening in your company. All that is also audited. Then comes after you have produced the product. So how are you handling the parts? What is the internal transportation that you do for handling? How are the finished goods stored? All that is audited. Okay, after this, they see if there is a complaint sent by the customer, what kind of analysis do you do? Do you respond immediately to the customer and come out with a root cause analysis by internal discussion, and you sort out the problem immediately? So that is very, very important. There can be a complaint, a wrong part can go to the customer under some certain circumstances, then you have to respond immediately and try to sort out the problem as early as possible. Then comes, do you have a continuous improvement process in your organization wherein you improve the productivity, reduce the cost, offer the benefit to the customer? All that is also audited. And last comes the customer satisfaction index. What the other customers think about your company, how have they rated you, even that is seen by the new customer. So, then comes cost. You have to be very cost competitive against your competitors, and then only you can meet there. And even the major part is the price which you have quoted should be maintained for a longer period of time, because inflation in all these developed countries is very less. So they are not used to the price fluctuation like we are used to in India, the raw material prices going up. They don't want that. They want the price you have quoted should be there for a very long time. That is very important for them. Okay, service. Now, the level of service they are looking at is once they have placed an order, within 48 hours you need to confirm to them the exact date of delivery when you are going to deliver the goods to them. And every time you have to see that it is 100% on time. delivery. That is very, very important in export. And the other aspect is the product presentation. Cosmetic appearance plays a major role in exports today, wherein first when you go to any store to buy a product, the packaging and the marking attracts you. Only after that you are going to test the actual performance of the product. So the product presentation has to be excellent and he should be attracted towards that. This is a drawing of our product wherein we send to the customer before getting the order or finalizing the terms. This is wherein he approves it. It is written approved by the customer on 20th October 2009. Only after getting his approval we start with the production process so that there is no confusion after the product is made and it reaches them. Suppose he says that no, this is not okay. So we say you check according to the drawing. And if both of us are at dispute, then the neutral agency comes into picture, wherein the neutral agency, say in UK or you have exported to Germany, they would get it checked there, and the neutral agencies say is final in that. So the important points which are to be considered while you are negotiating an export contract is to safeguard against raw material fluctuation. Like if you see in last 6 months the raw material prices of iron and steel is going up like anything. So you have to safeguard yourself against that and put a clause in the contract that any change of above say 2% or 5% in the raw material, we would require an increase. That is very important. Second is the exchange rate fluctuation. Even the exchange rate, the euro as well as pound has depreciated significantly, more than 15%. And you cannot survive if you are not protected against this fluctuation. I'll give you an example. One of our customers in Germany placed an order for 20,000 pieces of one product, which actually we have a capacity to produce only 2,000 per month. But since the order was released and there is a fluctuation of more than 15% in euro, so we are at loss, but we are bound to supply him with this loss for at least 6 months